How to have their friends and neighbors. How y'all doing? Hopefully you can hear me. The sound is good. The video is good. Looks good to me. Um, Today we're going to talk a little bit about the challenges of Westerners and Thais in relationships. And, sometimes there are challenges, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a few things. First of all, the currency. Man, we're down to 34.08. And like I've been saying, 34.5, I can accept. Over that, I can accept. Under that, I don't know. I just don't want 34. I want more. I'm greedy like that. Um, but hopefully things will bounce back. I don't think the Thai baht is going to continue to get stronger, but you never know. So we'll see. The air quality here in Bangkapi is moderate. It's 92, which, it could be better. I don't know what else to say. It could be better. I just, the air quality, the traffic, the pollution in certain places, it's just too much for me. And I really would like to, I asked my kid the other day, I asked Nicholas, I said, where would you want to go? And he said, Canada. I said, why? Because I think the air is really clean there. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to go to Canada, but other than that, where? He goes, I don't have to go anywhere. He goes, I'm fine here. I said, you like living in the city? Yes, I do. Everything is here. You can get everything here. I'm like, yeah, but you're surrounded by hordes of people, bad air, traffic. I mean, it could be better. And he's like, yeah, but hospitals are close by. He goes, you need a hospital. The hospitals are close by. I'm like, you can get a hospital close by in a small city. I'm like, I don't know why you're saying that. He's like, no, I like the city. I guess it makes sense with them growing up in the city. But for me, I like it here. But like right now, my nose is so stuffed up, and it's from the air. It's from the pollution in the air, the dirty air. I'm constantly blowing my nose, and I get dirt coming out of my nose. It's crazy. And then forget about it. You want to go? You want to go anywhere? Did I go somewhere yesterday? I don't know. Maybe it was the day before. I know I went the day before, but uh, getting around is just not like it used to be. And I want to be positive. I don't want to be to where I'm like, oh, my area. Okay, well, I live in a nice area, and I do. My village is pretty nice. Although I will say that my wife is going to look at the house she's been looking at, that we looked at. She wants to go back again. She has to sign some more papers. I'm not sure, but we may be moving there. And if so, it'll probably be by the end of next month. So I don't know what that means, but it's only 3 bedroom and 3 bath. I'm like, that means I don't have an office, which is what I want. She's like, yeah, but it's big enough. You can make an office somewhere in a little corner or something. And I'm like, oh, man. Because Nicholas and Alex still live at home. So they want their own room. And I'm like, no, you guys should you should sleep together, live together in your own room. I don't care how old you are. And then I get an office. She gets an office. We got plenty of room. But I don't know. We'll see how that works out. So let's see what else is going on. The UFC is on. For some reason, I haven't been able to watch it. Usually I watch it online, and I watch it on my TV on the Fire Stick, but it's not on. And they took it offline. It was apparently taken offline by the FBI. So Nothing I can do about that. What else? I got myself a little coffee here. This is a little different. This is espresso con panna. Espresso in the on the inside here, con panna underneath. Pretty nice. It's all right. I'm just in one of those moods. We got 14 people here. Nobody can even say hello. You know, I sometimes I question the politeness of the people who watch my channel. You know, not even a hello. Hey Scott, how you doing? Hey, what's happening? Hey, hello, how's Thailand? I get nothing. And what am I supposed to do? Talk to myself? I mean, I can, but then what are you guys here for? It's an interactive process. We got 16 people right now, and nobody's saying hello. Nobody's even saying anything. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? And you know, there's been talk about this, the VAT here in Thailand going from 7% to 15%, which, like, to me, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then I hear, well, you know, what's her name? Well, you know, I decided today I was going to stream today. I was going to stream on Tuesday. I thought I better stream today. I got to stay kind of regular, you know, until I decide to completely back off. And I've been trying to think about what am I going to do. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I keep thinking about what am I going to do? What can I do that's, you know, within the budget, that's, you know, it's kind of adventurous, but it's not too dangerous because I tend to get involved in things that maybe sometimes I shouldn't. And, you know, maybe I could even get somebody to go with me. I already asked my wife about Africa, and she just gave me a hard no. And then I said, well, you know, you don't have to, you can just, you pay for your ticket, and I'll pay for the incidentals, right? She's like, are you sure you don't want me to go? You know, are you sure you don't want me to go because you just need a second wallet? I'm like, no, come on. I don't know if they're shadow banning me or not. You know, I can't even, I don't even want to think about that. They do what they want. And, you know, whatever happens with YouTube with me, that's fine. I mean, you know, I gripe and groan sometimes, but, you know, I'm here. I got subscribers. What else can I say? Well, I did just start the stream. I put up the notice about the stream about 2 hours ago. So maybe that's why you didn't get it, because usually I would try to do it well in advance, at least 2 or 3 days in advance. So maybe that's what it is. But, you know, my last video, I don't even know, I haven't looked lately, but I think it did fairly well for this channel. I mean, in the beginning, I was getting hundreds of thousands of hits. Yeah, it's just like this one's dropped off to nothing, like 2,300 views, which is, you know, it's okay for this channel. I don't understand, you know, exactly what. I know that sometimes, you know, if I'm just doing something that's very niche, like perhaps this video, is this live stream, it may not get that many views because not everybody cares about relationships between Thais and Westerners. You know, people don't always care about Thailand. I mean, that's the truth. What? How many views do you have to make? I don't know. I got plenty though. I mean, I'm fine when it comes to that. I think you need something. I think you need. Nobody cares about Mudang, not my family. They just look at her online. Oh, she's cute. Okay, she's cute. She's a little hippo. That hippo would run you over before it would play with you. Okay? People don't understand about hippos. And this is a thing that really irritates me. Oh, I understand they want to put it on a shirt. Wu Dang on a shirt. Oh, okay. Go ahead, do it. But that's what makes you happy, right? Nothing against the little animal. But let's just face it, when that thing gets big, those things are killers. They will kill you. It's like you have a lion and somebody goes over and tries to pet him. It's like stupid. I saw a guy. I went to Chiang Mai and I was in on some little tour. My wife got the tour. We went and we were stopping in at this place and they had elephants and tigers and all this stuff, but the elephants weren't there because there were no people and they didn't have money to feed them, so they let them go off in the jungle. I was like, okay, whatever. And then the guy was like, oh yeah, they'll come back. They'll come back. We'll get them back. I said, okay. But I'm standing there and they got these, there's like 6 tigers and they were just massive. I mean, like they're like 400 or 500 pounds. They're big. Well, first of all, there was a lady in the pen with a cheetah. And I say a pen, but it was a long runway where the cheetah could lay around and do things, or it could run. So this lady goes in there. She wants to be with the cheetah. She gets in there and the cheetah starts sniffing her. And she says, well, she's like, I don't know. She's like Chinese or something. I don't know. So she's like telling the guy, oh, I want to pet her. I want to be close to her. The cheetah just wants whatever they got on the end of the stick that they throw, and the cheetah's got to go and get. And as soon as they throw it, the cheetah gone. Then the cheetah comes back. That thing wants to play. It wants to go after its prey. That's what it wants to do. And the lady's trying to pet it. And the thing jumped up on the lady and was like, put its paws over her shoulders, and she freaked. And she kind of backed away. And the guy pulled the cheetah away, and the guy said to her, you need to get out of here. She got out of the pen. But in these tigers were so crazy. There was a couple of massive tigers that were in the glass, behind glass. But then there were a couple that were in cages. And I swear to you, this is no exaggeration. I'm standing there, and there's about 3 feet. If you really wanted, you could stretch and reach in and you could grab the bar. But these tigers are just pacing back and forth. They're looking for somebody to eat. And this German guy comes over. He's with one of the guys from the place. He walks over and he goes, oh, then look at the nice little kitty. And he starts to reach for it, and the guy goes, no. He goes, no, no, no. The guy almost reached in to grab the tiger. By whatever, I don't know. Or the tiger was going to grab it. And I just went, how stupid are you? How stupid are you? I don't get it, but it's just like the things where you go on the edge of a cliff in Bali or here in Thailand. You go to the Three Whales Rock. You go to the edge. You go past the line. They put a line there, and people just go back. They go across the line and just stand there. Oh, look at me, selfie, selfie. And I'm like, when you fall, I'm gonna laugh, and people are gonna be pissed because I'm laughing. But I'm gonna laugh because you're an idiot. No brains, So when it comes to Mudang, all right, it's cute right now. Oh, look at the cute little hippo. Just don't be around it when the mother's there. And listen, I told this story a while ago. I went into, what was it, when Dusit was open. I took my kids. They were little. Man, I had a handle on them because I didn't want them. I didn't want them to, fall into anywhere or get. I just wanted to keep a hold on them. We're over there. My mother's there. My sister. We're right next to the hippo water thing, whatever it is, where the hippo home, and you could smell it. It smelled horrible, and all of a sudden, the hippo starts shitting, and it's twirling its tail, and the shit's flying everywhere, and it's going in the water. And you're a good solid 5 feet away. There's no way you can't get into the hippo cage. You can't touch the hippo. And I thought to myself, this hippo is probably so pissed off because it's just in this little area. That's why I don't like zoos. I don't mind places that are wide open and you have to drive through. You can't get out. Don't get out of your car. Those are okay. But when I think of hippos, I think the deadliest animal in Africa. Deadlier than crocodiles. Well, this is what I mean. Everybody thinks the animals are so cute and lovely and cuddly. My wife with the cats, I'm like, listen, honey, if you died here and nobody was in here, the cats would eat you after they ran out of food and they got hungry, they would eat you. And she's like, no, they wouldn't. They love me. And I'm like, you're so you're so out of it. You just don't know. They don't care. You know, cats are, it doesn't matter how small, how big they are. Whatever. I mean, listen, I don't mind going to places like that. But, I was looking the other day because I have been thinking more about Africa. Where could I go in Africa? Where should I go? My first time on the continent. And I'm thinking, where should I go? And of course, I'm like, the Central African Republic, the Congo. Yeah, wow. And I'm kind of like, not really. It's probably not the best place to go at first. Um, yeah, well, Cape Buffalo is pretty dangerous. But I think people know that and they stay away from them, so not as many get killed by the Cape Buffalo. They had 3 giant hippos in a pool that is about the size of my hotel room. Humans are more cruel and savage than the other. Yeah, and this is what I mean. It's like I hate that. Oh, look at Mutang, it's so cute. Oh, I'm like, why don't you let the thing go free? Take it back to Africa somewhere and see how cute it is. But I bought a before we get into this, this human being relationship thing. Um, I bought a DVD player the other day because I had a DVD player and it doesn't work, and so I'm like, well, I guess I better buy a new one. So I look on Shopee. I just want a piece of shit, something that works. That's all I want. I find something that's 248 baht. I'm like, beautiful. Not gonna cost me much at all. It's like $7. I order it, I get it, and I have my DVD that I've been dying to watch again. And it's a kayaking video called Kadoma. And it's about these 3 guys that go kayaking, and they're going down the Lukuga River. I forget what day it was, how many days they've been kayaking, but it had been a little while. And they come into this section of the Lukuga, and this, if you know anything about crocodiles, um, there's a crocodile in this area that they call Gustavo, which is supposedly this huge man eater that's killed like 300 people or 100 people, depending on who you listen to. They're in that area, and the people are telling them, you don't want to kayak on this river. You don't want to kayak on this river. And they show them kayaking these just insane rivers. And I mean, waterfalls, they're going, dropping 50 feet. And I mean, just crazy stuff. I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'd love to do it, but I'm not doing it. And so, at the end of the movie, well, it's a little 45-minute documentary. It's kind of like it's a little documentary. At the end of the documentary, they're all three paddling along, and then all of a sudden you see one of the kayaks, and it's empty. And the guy who was their expedition leader had been eaten by like a 20-foot crocodile. But they jumped out, grabbed him by the head and the shoulder, and just yanked him down into the water. And that was it. He was done. Never saw him again. And the kayaks just teetering back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that was the end of him. And I wanted to watch this video. So, I watched the video, and then the thing stops working. I'm like, so I got to watch the one video that I wanted to watch. So I paid $248 baht, and I got to watch the movie that I wanted to watch. But that's how it is there. And I saw this one, what was it today? I saw it this morning. I think it was on Instagram or something, but there's a hippo, it's a dead hippo. It was England a little bit, it had come in a ways, maybe it was 50 feet from the river, 100 feet from the river. And these hyena were eating it. And they're just eating away, happy as could be. And then all of a sudden, this massive male lion comes and runs at him and grabs one of them, like one of the big hyena, just grabs him by the throat and just ragdolls him. And then at the end of him, and you hear this guy in the background going, once in a lifetime, people, once in a lifetime. You don't get to see this very often. And I'm thinking to myself, God damn, I wish I was there looking at this. So anyway, don't get me started on the animals, because if you do, I start, it gets me going. Of course they do. And hyenas hate lions. It goes back, hundreds and hundreds of years. They just hate each other. And hyenas are badasses. I mean, don't kid yourself. Hyenas are deadly also. That's another thing. Listen, I don't know if you've ever seen this. I've seen it, and it was really when I was in photography. I saw this portrait of this African guy. I mean, he's big, 6'2", I don't know, 200 pounds, 220, something like that. Big guy, big muscular guy. And he's holding the chain of a hyena, and the hyena is standing up. He's almost as tall as the guy is, and it's huge. The thing was huge, and he's just holding it. He's got a muzzle on it. And then I learned about this. These are the hyena men, and what they do is they have an assortment of animals like baboons, hyenas, snakes, and they go around from village to village, and then people want to watch them, so they give them 20 cents or whatever it is, $1, and then they make money from that. But when I saw that, I went, holy shit, man. And I knew hyenas, I've seen some hyenas before. You don't want to fuck with them. They'll rip your arm off. Anyway, it's the way it goes. So anyway, I am thinking about where to go and how much it would cost. And I keep seeing these prices. They're $800, $900, and I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. But I want it to get me really close to where I want to go. And then I'm like, how much more do I need to spend when I'm there? So I'm just trying to figure everything out. But anyway, oh, let's see here. I said the air was 92. The air quality was 92. Temperature 86 degrees. High of 91. Low of 79. Humidity is 57%. And as I said, the currency is 34.08. Okay, now navigating a relationship between a Westerner and a Thai partner can be thrilling, enriching, and in some ways complex. Uh, some of these relationships offer opportunities some may never have in their life. And, there are cultural exchanges, and hopefully there's some growth for both parties. But sometimes there are some unique challenges in these relationships. And, you know, when I first met my wife, uh, yeah, it was a little bit challenging. And I'll tell you what, I a couple of times I thought I'm going to dump this chick. But she was very young then. And I thought she's immature, man. I'm like, I'm 14 years older than her. And she was, what was she, 21, 21, 22. And I just thought, Jesus Christ, I can't. It'd be like I'd be somewhere and we'd be talking about something. I said, yeah, all right, it's gonna be another couple hours before I come home. What? A couple of hours? I thought you were coming home. And she'd just go off on me. And I'd be like, I don't need this shit. And she'd hang up on me. And I'd be like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, I don't deserve this. And finally I told her, don't do this shit. We can't have this. This is bullshit. I don't need this hanging up on me. We don't need this kind of turmoil for no reason. And so it was a little difficult. And there's differences in communication styles. And at that point, you know, maybe I could have said something about, well, I've got to make another 3,000 baht. I'm going to be there for another 3 hours. But I didn't push that. I don't know. That's just because it's not me. The family, if you have a family attached to your partner, well, they can be very difficult. And sometimes the societal norms here may cause problems for you. And it makes it difficult. I mean, the one that I think of all the time is Sinson. Everybody's like, oh, I'll never pay Sinson. Well, then guess what? You might not get the girl. And guess what? You might not have to pay it. Some girls don't want it. Some families don't want it. Usually with a little bit of respect and some dialogue and a little bit of willingness to embrace each other's culture, you can get through these kind of problems. Um, but not always. There are plenty of people that they don't make it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the problems that occur sometimes between Westerners and Thais, and how some of these Thai women just ragdoll you, and then that's it. You're done. Just like the lion and the hyena. They ragdoll your ass. And every time I see some guy wrote me a letter the other day. I got to tell you this. Let me see. I'm going to read parts of it, I think. That's pretty good. Let me pull this up. He wrote me, I don't know how many pages it is, but maybe it's 5 pages. I mean, way, way too. The guy wrote me a freaking book, man. I'm looking at it right now. Jesus Christ. Ugh. I'd like your thoughts on this situation that I'm in and what you think it is I may be missing here. Now, I'm going to make it really quick. And I'll tell you the problem with this relationship. On my last trip, well, first of all, I'm 52. I'm American. I've been traveling to Southeast Asia for over 15 years. Now, I would think after 15 years he has some smarts, but not everybody does. Have been all over Thailand and love to spend most of my time in Phuket. Why? I don't understand. But okay, to each his own. Phuket to me it's a tourist trap. And while you can go to some really good places and have a good time in some areas, a lot of it is it's just basically a tourist trap. And but it's still very Thai. So it says on my last trip, I met a go-go dancer in the club where she works. Bought her a few lady drinks and we'd go back and see her at work a few nights in a row. We'd sit together and make out between her shift dancing. Well, there's your first mistake. The first mistake is she's a go-go dancer. What are you getting involved with a go-go dancer? Second mistake, you're making out with her in the bar. Get a fucking room. Really, get a room. I just don't understand this. You go into a go-go, you don't go into there and you go, oh my God, this girl is phenomenal. She's the best. Wow, I really like her. Oh my God, maybe we have a relationship together. That's just stupid, all right? I slipped her my WhatsApp number, third mistake, and she messaged me the next day. Okay, we went to dinner, we had drinks at a few bars, hung out. She had the night off. She didn't have the night off. Those girls they almost never have nights off. So I would question that right away. I mean, this is just, I don't know if this guy wrote this and is trying to trigger me, which he's not, but I mean, I'm going to think what I think no matter what, even if it's real or not. But and at the end of the night, I said good night and walked back to my hotel. I did not ask her to come back with me, and she did not offer or ask to stay. Um, Now he's saying there was another bar girl at the bar where they were playing pool, and the girl said to him, well, "Don't you like this one? Maybe you should take this girl." Okay, all these little games. You're 52. What are these games? Why do you have to play games? Stupid. I told her I wasn't interested in bar finding the girl because I would consider that rude, considering she and I had come together, and then I wouldn't want her to lose face. Listen, never worry about them losing face. You almost never have to worry about that. I can tell you that right now. Maybe, you do something like you're sitting there with your wife and you tell a story that really makes her look bad. Okay, I understand that. But most of the time, don't worry about that shit. I mean, I don't get it. Okay, so let me just go. I'm going to just, believe me, I'm going to go a lot farther down. I still had not taken her back to my room for a short time. We'd make out, hold hands, and snuggle, but she never came back to my room or been to a short time hotel or anything. She told me later that she prayed I would take her back to my room, but didn't say if she was just so that she'd get paid or it was because she actually wanted to go to bed together. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe she was horny and she was like, I wish I could get laid. Jesus Christ. I go with this guy all the time. He doesn't even take me. And all that, he doesn't even pay me. You don't give a shit if you're taking him out to dinner. Oh, I'm gonna take you out to dinner and a movie, honey. They're like, listen, I gotta pay for my bar fine to take the night off. And now this guy doesn't even want to pay me. She might have been too shy to say anything. Jesus Christ. All right, so she wanted to go to the airport with him. He said no. His friend offered to take him, and who's a female, offered to take him to the airport, and he said no. Now she wants me to meet her in Bangkok and pay for our time together, as she has some places she wants to take me to as a surprise. I guess she's taking more time off from work. Oh, and she said, when we talk about staying together for 10 more days, and she said she would use the 12 days off she gets in a year that she can request from her bar for her holiday. I don't know if that's true or not, if they get time off. I don't really know. Maybe they have that benefit now. I don't know. Most of the time they have to pay a bar fine no matter what. Let me just keep going on. Oh, I let her know I'm not a sponsor. Okay, great, great, great. I can't figure out what she was up to and wanting to meet me in Bangkok and surprise me. What does it matter? First of all, why are you going all these places with a go-go dancer? You know why? Because he says, I do like this girl. I think she's smart. Okay, a lot of them are smart. Not book smarts necessarily, but they're smart. And her personality, or what she has shown me so far, is appealing to me. She knows I plan to retire to Phuket in 3.5 years and that I make a real good living and can afford to live very well there. I don't know. I don't know that she's waiting for another 3.5 years for the possibility of you moving to Phuket. I don't know that that's her game, buddy. We've talked about jealousy as a feeling and how I handle it. We've also talked about how the average go-go dancer stops dancing around the age of 35, which would give her 3 more years if she followed the traditional trajectory for the profession. She's 32. And like most guys, she's pretty much responding with how she doesn't really have a long-term plan. Why do you care about all these things? Why do you care what she's going to do? Like I always say, she was fine before she met you. She'll be fine long after you're gone. She says her father was a teacher, and then him and her mother and brother live together in Konkan, where they take care of her 2 cats, and she sends her mother money every month to care for her cats. I know you probably wouldn't be in my no, I wouldn't be in your shoes. But if you were, what would you be thinking and what would you do? I'd think I'm a dumbass and maybe I need to wake the fuck up and look at the realities of life. If she's working as a go-go dancer, I hate to tell you this, she is on the lower rung of the ladder in Thai society. She does not get a whole lot of respect. She said, if she hits me up for any kind of real money when we are together, my plan is to give her an option. I'll lay 500 or $1,000 on the table in front of her and say, you can take the money and you and I will never be together, or you can pass on the money and we can continue developing a relationship that we take one day at a time and see where it goes. And when I retire here in Phuket, we can talk about being a real couple. You mean in your almost 4 years when you retire in Phuket? I'm sure she'll plan on that. Sammy, what's happening? I'm just telling this story about this chowder head. I'm surprised to get this, and it was right after the last. You must have decided to write me after the last stream. I don't know, but listen, if she's a go-go dancer, your chances for anything to succeed. I see. Well, that's all right, Sammy. Good to know. If you're hooking up with a go-go dancer and you think you're going to have a normal relationship, one where you both love each other and she never cheats on you and she's faithful, and I'm going to say you have about a tenth of a percent chance of it working. It might work for a couple of months. She may think you got plenty of money, and then she'll be like, okay, well, I'm glad you're taking care of me, but I need an allowance. And then she spends all her allowance. She spends all her allowance, and then you're like, well, I can't give you any more because I already gave you your allowance. And she's pissed. I mean, there's just so many things that are wrong with this. I mean, really. It's like, wake the fuck up, man. You know, there's a reason why you go to these girls. It's so that they go away. Don't you understand that? Then you have no problems. There really are no challenges. There are no challenges in your relationship with a bar girl. Hello, hello, everybody from Tokyo Sam. Good to see you. If you are hooking up with some chick who is working on the game, she's, um, you know, there is no real decision to make. It ain't gonna work. The only time it's gonna work is if you are prepared to shell out a large sum of money, and it's got to be more money than she can possibly spend. You're not going to run out of money. You you got, maybe you got $10,000 a month, and you go, honey, I'll give you 2,000. And then she needs another 1,000. You go, okay, no problem, because your bills are only 1,500 a month. Okay, maybe it'll work then. Maybe if you know the game. Oh yeah, I just don't get that. Uh, um, these three Burmese girls were outside. They're pushing this girl in a wheelchair, and the two girls looked at me and they're all smiling. They're young, and I'm like, hello. And then they come in, and they come in here also. I'm like, oh shit. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll buy them a drink because I felt kind of sorry for them. I thought, oh, maybe they don't have money. And I thought, no, 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 no. I'm not gonna do that. Don't be too nice. And then they bought their own drinks, and they sat down and were over there just a minute ago, and were smiling. And they said goodbye. Very nice. Um. Okay, so let me see here. If she says she wants out of the life and would get out of it if I sponsor her, I would simply say no. That's too much of a sucker play for me. That she should keep dancing until I retire. And if we are still close when I move together, then we can talk about her leaving that line of work and us being together. I don't really care that she's in the industry. Well, you should. You should care. I mean, really, unless you're one of the guys who can actually pull it off to where you can tame some chick who, you know, I can't even imagine some of the abuse that some of these girls get. So they're fucked up. Most of them are fucked up like after well, I could say after a day or two, but really after they've gone with, half a dozen guys, a dozen guys, man, they are fucked up. The way they think is fucked up. And I'm not saying that to speak down about them or anything like that, but the truth is that they don't think like normal people. And you may go, oh, well, I don't think like normal people either. Well, then maybe you got a problem. Because maybe you should think like a normal person. A normal person would think, if I'm going to have my girl be my girl, I don't want her sucking every guy's cock who happens to come into the bar with a little bit of money. I mean, really, what the hell are you thinking? For 4 years, almost 4 years? Ugh, this is just, listen, I didn't even mean to get started on this, but the more that I start on it, the more that I talk about it, it just, listen, I have no problem with a guy going into a bar, you know, and he pulls a girl and he sleeps with her and he has a great time with her and he's really nice and he even goes and sees her once in a while. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem when you pull the trigger and you say, okay, baby, let's move in together. Because once they move in, it's hell to get them out. Take it from somebody who knows. Um, so not caring about her being in the industry. Okay, get her tested, you know, clean her up, make her look like a regular, like a decent Thai woman, not some chick who's a slut. when they walk out of the bar, most of them, they dress down because they don't want to dress like a slut. Should I run in the other direction or just play it out? Run in the other direction. You know, run in the other direction, dude. Forget her. And I know the guy, I don't know if he's watching or not, but I know he won't take my advice. No matter what I say, he won't take my advice. That's why I don't do these very often. And this is kind of impromptu. I could have done this as a video. Just picked out a couple of little passages and done it that way. But it's just, don't you want your girl to be, you say, oh, she's smart. Well, how smart is she? She got her degree? If she's got her degree, why isn't she working a job where she can, a regular job where she doesn't have to suck every guy's cock that comes in? Oh, she doesn't do that. She's different. She just bends over and lets him stick it in her and come, and then everything is great. No, that's not how it works. I guarantee you other guys come in that she might find attractive, and she's like, well, I'm a little horny tonight. Oh, this guy's kind of good looking. And she wants to bone his brains out. And you may go, well, it doesn't matter because we have our own thing and it's special. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's special. Okay. Find some chick who works. Yeah, put a ring on it and see how long it lasts. See how much she asks for sin salt. It's like a guy who says, well, my girlfriend, I've known her for 2 years. I just met her like yesterday. I just came into Thailand and met her yesterday. And she needs a little money. Oh, really? Yeah, she needs a little money. She hasn't been working the last 2 years. She hasn't been working, so how's she been living? Okay. So, okay, well, we're gonna forget that. She's been living with mom and dad. Okay. And now she needs some money. What does she need money for? She needs money for a new Buffalo, a new car, for the house. And by the way, she's pregnant. You know, oh God, it's just, for somebody who's been here for 30 plus years now, almost half my life, I've been here. I didn't have wrinkles when I first came here. I didn't have this. I don't know where it is. I think it's right here. The scar. I didn't have that when I first came here. I didn't have a lot of things when I first came here. But now, I don't know. Like 10 years ago when I was doing those videos, I thought it was kind of funny. Now I think it's just plain sad. This guy apparently is a well-educated, intelligent guy who comes to Thailand for whatever reasons. I understand. There's nothing wrong with that. But now he's met some girl and it's like, oh, this is the one for me. Dude, meet some chick who works in an office. Meet some chick who sells pharmaceuticals, or she's a doctor. Meet some chick who, she's an accountant. Meet some chick who has a good job. And you know what? It's not as easy as you think. And when you need to get laid, go to some massage parlor. I'm talking about, the full service massage parlors. Get your weasel greased. Get out of there. And then maybe, the next week or in a couple of days, you go back again. And all this takes money. Well, apparently you have plenty of money. So why would you go with an uneducated bar girl who, I don't know, what's going to happen if you die? I'll tell you, this is how I thought. I thought, if I die, what's going to happen to my kids? And if I married a bar girl, that bar girl would probably be going back to work in the bar, which something doesn't sit right with that. Oh, mama's got to go and suck dick tonight so that, I can put food on the table for us. No, something doesn't sit right about that. So if she's educated and makes a decent income, that doesn't happen. And that may very well happen, but my kids have made it now. They are older, they can work, they can do everything for themselves. So I don't really have to worry about that. But of course I want to live another 25 years or so. I don't know if I will, but I think about that. But that's what you have to think about. If you're some guy, even if you're 52 and she's 32, okay, that's fine. The age difference, fine. But what about, by the time you're 68 and she's, what, 48? She still doesn't have any skills. Now, maybe you're going to leave her a bundle of money. I don't know. But think about it. It's stupid. It's the wrong move. It's the bad decision. And that little furry triangle will do that to guys every time. And he does say, I have my own way of handling feelings of jealousy that seems to work well for me. Your thoughts? Should I run the other direction or just play it out? Run. Run, 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 run. Well, it can have fur on it or not, whatever. That little triangle. I mean, I mean, I'm at a loss for words, man. You know, I think about this and I'm at a loss for words. I see this and I just go, you got to be kidding me, man. Guys are still thinking about this. Listen, there are guys out there now who are telling these stories about Thai women and stuff like that. First of all, let's not get it twisted. I stopped doing it for a reason because you get to the point where you just go, people don't want to listen. If it's after the fact, it's too late already. If somebody came to me and goes, listen, I met this bar girl. She's really sweet and she's cute. I'd say, listen, play it out. See what happens. But I can almost guarantee you, you better be ready for some heartbreak. Or you better be ready to say, it ain't working, baby. You better be ready for that. Do your part, you know, but don't expect her to do her part. And then, it's like, are you gonna believe her when she's talking to you? When she says, I'm gonna go out with my friends tonight, and it's 7 o'clock. You say, oh, okay. What time are you gonna be home? I don't know, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And she comes home at 2:30, 3 o'clock, smashed, inebriated. And you're like, wow, your perfume's really strong. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't doing anything. What are you accusing me of? It's just stupid. If you meet a cute, nice bar girl, just make her a one-time thing and just pay for that. The hell with relationships. Well, that's what we're going to get to right now. Relationships. Um, some common challenges in relationships. First of all, the communicating and the family expectations and the concept of time, the cultural differences. That's just one factor um, that gets in the way of relationships. And in Thailand, it's the Mipe and Rye attitude. Oh, never mind, don't worry. And I can tell you one thing that with um, uh, with my own wife, I can tell you that sometimes I'll just be like, I'll ask a question, and she'll just not answer. And I go, hey, that's a question. Answer me. And she'll go, oh, do we have to talk about this? I'm like, oh, God. If we have to talk about I don't want to get into an argument about it. I'm like, we're not arguing. We're talking. Those kind of things. You have to just, and, most of the time, I just let it go. And if it's something really important, I'll go, hey, listen, I got something to ask you real quick. Just like, I need a quick answer from you. Boom. She answers. But that doesn't happen. I mean, now that doesn't happen very often at all anymore. But when you first get involved, you have to, you know, weave your way through the maze and learn how it is to talk to them and to communicate with them and figure out exactly how you can, and then not only that, but, are you less important than the family? See, I am the family with my wife. I am her family. She doesn't have a mother or father. 944? Yes, sir. Well, I don't abide by that. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, and I don't. My mother is, like, oh, happy life, happy life, and I'm like, Ma, you got it all wrong. If my wife is wrong, I tell her, honey, I think you're wrong. You know, and then usually she will think for herself. I just let her mull on it, and she'll think for herself, and she'll come to the right conclusion. Now, when it comes to our house, we've looked at probably, I know I probably looked at about 20 houses. And after a while, I just go, Jesus Christ, you know. But I look at it like, okay, what's it going to cost? And how worthwhile is it to us? Is it new? How? And then I'm like, I'm easy. It is kind of like knife and rye. As long as it falls within my guidelines, then it's okay. And that's another thing, is that the financial expectations in your family need to be, they need to be, they need to mesh. First of all, if your girl comes to you and she's some chick, she's got 3 kids, she's 38 years old, and she comes to you and goes, I need 1.5 million baht for my sinsar. You should be like, what? You're out of your fucking mind. So sinsar in itself is a bit of a challenge, but fortunately, for me, it wasn't a challenge. Um, and I know a few other people that are married, and it wasn't a challenge for them. They didn't have to pay anything. And it's usually the ties. The ties that I know, all of them have had to pay some. And even when I was in Starbucks, the Starbucks that used to be right here, and I asked some of the girls, and one of them said, I need 400,000 to 500,000 baht for me. And I was like, wow, okay, all right. So she knows what she knows what she's worth, and that's what it breaks down to. The next thing is, do you have to support their family? Which, I mean, that's to me, that's a deal breaker. I don't want to have to support the family. I want to, if I have some extra money that I don't mind, letting go so that the family can do something constructive with it, that's a different story. Hey, our car is really a piece of shit. Okay, listen, how about I, give you a down payment for the new car? And they get the car and they pay all. Okay, that's a different story. It's much different. If I want to get up and go somewhere, I don't want to have to wait on some chick to get ready when I want to go. I want to go now. Well, that's a little selfish, actually. I mean, honestly, because if you do want somebody to go with you, you might have to wait. Or they might have to wait on you. I don't know that it's that, man. Now, what is this? Get a CAC score test. It measures salt plaque and arteries around the heart. A good first test to learn if you have heart disease. Costs less than $180 in the U.S. I don't know why you're Scott wants to tell us about headaches. He is how you prolong a headache. I don't know what that means. I don't know why you're suggesting a CAC score test. I went in and got a, what the hell was it, the treadmill test, and the guy goes, "You got a heart of like a 24-year-old." I was like, "Really?" I thought I had like an old man's heart. And this was like I don't know, maybe 8 years ago. I was like, "I feel like I'm an old man." And he goes, "No." I think since I was eating a rich couple, okay, so it can be, just a rich couple. I mean, I knew a fighter. I went to his wedding, and he put me up in the hotel. Everything was nice. Um, I mean, I was staying in a nice hotel. It was the Hilton Hotel, and a bunch of guys were staying there. We all got dressed up and went to his wedding. Went to his what do you call it? His little party, and he paid like 700,000. And I was like, shit, man, and like 5 baht of gold. But my foreign friends, I I mean, I know a couple that have paid, but they didn't pay all that much. So it's all relative. But I don't want a headache. I do not want a relationship. I'm just telling you reasons why it is selfish, but not if I don't want it. I understand, and not wanting a relationship is fine for me. Um, I don't know. When I first came here, I thought it would be nice to have a girlfriend. You know, for a couple of reasons. And now I'm married and been married for 25 years, 26 years. And I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what a headache! What a headache this is. Why do I have to go? Oh my God. Okay. Sometimes I do think like that, but most of the time it's if you find the right woman, she's not a headache. She's a help. She will help your life. And you can say, oh, well, I don't need any help. Well, sometimes you might. That's how I look at it. And I don't mean financially necessarily. I mean, I've been in the hospital before and I wake up, from being, I woke up from being in a coma for 4 days. I wake up, there's my wife right next to me. I was like, holy shit. I'm not alone. And my kids. So, I mean, everybody has their own reasons and, you don't have to have a relationship. I know two guys that they don't have relationships, and one of them, I think he's just older and set in his ways, and if he wants a little piece of tail, he can pay for it. The other one, I think he's got issues. I went for massage recently in Saigon, and a super hot girl massaging me actually tried to squeeze out a couple $100 for me in tip to pay for her nail school tuition. I said no. Well, that's good you said no. That's another thing is guys got to be able to say no. My wife knew my stance on sin sod before she asked. She still had to ask. I wonder if the nail school tuition is code for sex for money. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, why are you telling me this shit? Really? I don't need you to tell me about my health, please. Fucking A. It's like the last thing I want to talk about. All right, listen. Do me a favor. We got 30 people in here right now, which is about average, I guess. And only 15 thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button. Smash the like button if you would be so kind. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Um, hit the notification bell if you uh, if you would. I mean, I can do all these tests and stuff like that, and usually I get stuff done, but I usually do it on my own time. And I think you told me that before. Um, I do believe you did, or somebody did, but And yeah, I have a lot of olive oil in my life. I mean, right now we have about 4 bottles of olive oil at the house. Good stuff. We got it from this Italian restaurant in this hotel that my wife takes care of. And she got, I mean, balsamic vinegar, olive oil with tomatoes, and I mean, just plus I had a big bottle of olive oil in the house. So I like the Mediterranean diet. I like the keto diet. I like all this stuff. I don't know. I don't have that problem. My problem is I have it too often. I have problems with the. I want to do things too often. That's what I'll say. I just ordered 3 2-liter bottles. Holy shit! Black Friday sale on Amazon last week. Love olive oil, that and butter. The only ones I use. Yeah, they had butter on sale here at the market. Buy 2, get 1 free. And it worked out to where it was better than buying a big pack of butter. So I bought, well, I paid for 4 and I got 6, which was great. So, now we're trying to fatten Alex up right now. We're trying to fatten him up because he's got to have surgery on his jaw next month. And he's going to have his jaw wired shut. Yeah, they do. You can get homemade butter. You can get ghee. You can get all kinds of stuff. Whatever you want, you can get it. But we're trying to fatten up Alex because I want him to gain, like 10 kilos. I'm telling him what to do in the gym and stuff like that because he's going to lose weight. Even, drinking protein shakes with ice cream in it and stuff like that, he's going to lose some weight. So I want him to gain weight, get a little chubby, and then, he doesn't get scrawny. Anyway, all right, where was I? Let me see. Language barriers. Even if one or both partners speak a common language, nuances and deeper understanding can be lost in translation, leading to frustration or communication. And that's definitely true. I mean, listen, my wife, her English is, I could say she's fluent, but the nuances and little subtle things, she doesn't understand that. So she's not really fluent, but she speaks pretty well. I mean, I can speak to her in English and she understands me. And if she doesn't understand me, she go, well, I don't understand that word or whatever. But um, I think it's important that you do understand each other. And I have talked at length about guys who get married and their partners don't understand them. And they're not usually very happy. Because they're like with their partner and they're like, okay, so you're going to screw me, but I don't even know what you're saying to me. The international language. Okay, so bang me, and then afterwards we don't know what we're saying to each other. You very happy? Yeah, I'm very happy. Superficial discussions. Southeast Asia is so good for my health. When I'm here in Southeast Asia, I walk every day and I walk 10,000 steps per day. That's about 9,000 steps more than I do in America. I love it. Well, I do walk a lot. I walk a lot. Ugh. Oh shit! I got fucking pit sweat, man. I didn't put anything on today. What the hell? Would you take the monthly rental income on your American house or sell the house? I'd probably sell it. I want the lump. I want to control the money. If you have somebody living there, then you have to have somebody help you manage it, or you need to manage the person that's in your house to make sure that they continue to pay you. If you get the money up front, then you're already paid. Yeah, I don't know, but I would put it in crypto, but I put it in the stock market for sure. Put it on something that earns you some money. Perceptions of Westerners, stereotypes. Oh, damn, man, I never have wet spots. Must be this shirt. Sometimes may see Westerners as wealthy, leading to assumptions about financial capability. Conversely, some Westerners may stereotype Thai women as submissive or only interested in money, causing trust issues. Westerners living in Thailand often face visa restrictions, which can add stress to relationships, especially if they rely on their partner for stability. I mean, my wife, she doesn't, she doesn't have anything to do with my visa issues ever. The only thing is that I think maybe 2 years she had to go with me because I had a marriage visa. But then the guy goes, "You got enough money for retirement? Why don't you just get a retirement visa?" And I went, "Okay, sure, no problem." And I've never had. She doesn't even. I just tell. Oh, I gotta go and take care of my visa today. Oh, really? Yeah. I come home. All right, no problems. Oh, that's good. That's about all she ever says. Carnivore diet. I only eat animals. My cholesterol is 522, 470, 92. Ratio of 85 are the best markers. Got it. Well, I've done the carnivore. I've done the keto. I've cheated on both sometimes. At first, I did not cheat at all, but then I started to cheat a little bit. Now it's hard for me, but I do like the Mediterranean diet also. For me, you know what? I mean, honestly, it's very hard to lose a lot of weight and keep it off unless you are following the diet and you remember it's not okay to say, "Oh, I want a piece of cake." Like if I came in here and I go, "Oh, that chocolate pie looks really good. I think I'll have a piece." You do that once, and then maybe a couple weeks later, you're like, "God, that strawberry. I've been really want. I want to try that strawberry cake." Then you have the strawberry, and before you know it, it all adds up, and you're not losing weight anymore. So I think that's important. I think I need to get my the colonoscopy done. I need this CAC test done. Um, I need. There was one other thing I need done. I need a couple of things done. That should all happen this coming year, and I need to go somewhere. I just want to go somewhere, man. I'm going nuts here. Jealousy and trust issues. Jealousy can arise from different cultural attitudes towards friendships with the opposite sex. Yeah, I know about this. Thai partners may be more sensitive to such interactions, especially given Thailand's reputation for a thriving nightlife scene. I don't particularly like it, but I can tell you that, man, it seems like there's an inordinate amount of men in the workforce that are not straight. Um, and so I don't really care about it. And the way I think about it most of the time is like, if I can't trust my wife, I can't trust anybody. And if she does anything that is untrustworthy, well, then we don't have anything left to talk about. I mean, that's how it works. Viets are all thin, eating bread and pasta and pounding sugar coffee, and they never walk anymore. Yeah, I don't understand it. Holy moly. I don't understand it. I don't cheat. It's too easy to lose sight of maintaining my health. Yeah, I know what you mean. Um, and with me, it's always. I told my wife this the other day, or this morning, or yesterday. I think it was yesterday night. I said, you bring all these things home uh, from your company, from whatever hotel you were at. They give you these gifts. I said, if they're shitty gifts, if it's gifts like a cake, leave them at the office. Somebody will take it. Don't take it home, because you take it home, then the kids will have some, and then I'll go, oh well, maybe I'll have a piece of that. And before you know it, we're not on our diet anymore. You know. So portion size. They eat a portion about the size of airplane meals. Yeah, portion size is important. Role expectations. The roles here in Thai society. Thai culture may have traditional expectations about gender roles in relationships, such as women managing household duties and men providing financial support. Westerners might have more egalitarian views. So, I have a little bit. My wife and I think we're pretty forward thinking, and she's at the point where she's like, listen, I don't need any help. Let me do what I want to do, and I'll be like, okay, whatever, go ahead. I just let her go. Just do it. Do whatever you want. You know. I know. When she comes home, she knows what I'm providing. She knows what I give her, and she knows. You know. She knows that. Um, that I'm a good person. And after a while, you don't really worry about it. It's not like every time she goes out, I'm like worrying about it. Now, she's in a corporate job. Sometimes she has these big events. She's got to go to big events. She's got to do things. And usually, yeah, I mean, she send me some photos or a video or something like that. I don't care. Go ahead. If you know anything about these corporate functions, I mean, sometimes it's just, they ram it down their throats, man. It's just all about the company, the company, the company, the company. And that's how it is here. I guess that's how it is in the United States as well. But that wasn't how it was for me when I was in that environment. And here, when I worked for a large company, the boxing company that I worked for, that's not how it was. I mean, it was pretty laid back, but that was because it was a Westerner that was running it. So we didn't have this. And when it comes to the role expectations, my wife is the one who prepares all the meals for the kids. And, if I want some of those meals, I can have them. My wife is the one who cleans the house when it needs to be cleaned. She goes nuts on it. I'm the one who, if there's something laying around, I pick it up, throw it away, and, I clean things up a little bit. But she's the one who does the heavy cleaning. So in that regard, we're pretty much, there are traditional roles. I don't ever take out the garbage. I don't do my laundry. I don't do any of that stuff. The kids take out the garbage. The kids clean the cat litter box. They do the dishes. Once in a while, I'll do them. Once in a while, my wife will do them. But most of the time, it's the kids. So, I'm pretty lucky there. And, now I'm getting a little older, so they're a little more lenient on me. I don't have to, it's all right. Social pressure and gossip, mixed relationships often attract attention in Thailand, sometimes leading to social judgment or gossip, which can be difficult to handle. I don't have any of that shit. Nobody gossips about us, and if they did, I would be like, and okay, so what do I care what you think? And her family is fine. They know I've been with her forever. They know I love her. You know, they know I do whatever it takes. I do it. They know that. You know. So when it comes to social pressure and gossip, I think they're talking about like, you're some foreigner and you hook up with this chick from the village, and she tells people in the village, oh yeah, I've got my new husband, and then you come in there and they meet you and they're like, okay, so is this guy going to give up the money? What's he going to do? How much does she get every month? They want to know all these things. And to me, I'm like, it's none of your business. She gets plenty. That's all you got to know. You know. Okay, religious and spiritual differences. Listen, nobody I know has religious and spiritual differences here in Thailand. Even though the Thais are Buddhist, predominantly Buddhist, and most foreigners tend to be Christian or Catholic or whatever. I don't know any that have any serious issues. Now, I do know one from a long time ago that told me he was having issues with his wife because she was becoming a staunch Buddhist. She wanted to go to the temple like every day. And there was no time for him. And I was like, well, that sucks. I don't understand that. When you find a woman here in Thailand who is really into Buddha and, she's always going to the temple and stuff, I don't know. I'd give it an extra look because she could be somebody who's the kind of woman who, Buddha is first, the family is second, and you're down on the list, you know. All right, so the mall is up and kicking. I got to tell you, they have this right now. This girl just walked by, and I was like, "Where's this girl work?" And I remember they have behind me. They have this little setup. I don't know if anybody knows about Thailand. I mean, if you know a fair amount about Thailand, they have this business. It's called Uranus. Like Uranus, um, the planet, or you could think something else, but okay, Uranus, the planet. I just think it's a hilarious name for a company. Why would you call your company Uranus? It's so ripe for abuse. But okay, there's probably 100 people behind me, over behind my right shoulder, that work for Uranus. It's a huge company, and it's a cosmetics company. And there are all kinds of women that work there, and they're walking around like their shit don't stink. They think that oh, look at me, and I just walk by and I just go, fucking shitty company. I mean, that's what I think about that stuff all the time. I just think that some of these uh, cosmetics companies, it's all a bunch of bullshit. Listen, if a woman is, I've seen some women that didn't look very good. Then they put some makeup on and they look really good. But Thai women sometimes tend to put a little bit too much on, or their skin doesn't lend itself to cosmetics. And they think, oh, I'll take this white cream and it's going to make me white. So then, you see them 10 years later and they're butt white when you saw them before and they were like almost black. That doesn't happen. So I don't believe any of this stuff. Robert Valuetainment showed they reject 33% of claims. Wait a minute, what is this? My cholesterol should improve as I stopped eating a stick of butter every day and I started eating a tin of sardines in water every day. Oh, I have mackerel at my house. I always wait for it to go on sale. It goes on sale from 109 to 89 baht, and then I buy like 3 or 4 tins of it. But it's really good. It's really tasty. So, let's talk about healthcare CEO that got shot in New York. What are your thoughts on it? Don't know about it. Much of America is like, so what, or even good. Well, I don't think it's good that somebody gets shot just because he's a healthcare CEO. But quite honestly, I can't follow everything from America, and most of the time, I just don't give a shit because I can't care. I can't allow myself to care about everything that's happening around the world. I just don't want to. It's draining, man. I don't care about politics. Oh, Kamala is 20 million in debt. I don't care. Oh, they're gonna do this now. Oh, Guess what? I don't care. And you can think, oh, well, why don't you care? You're an American. You should care. But I don't live there. I don't live there and I don't want to live there. Reject 33% of claims you need prior authoritarian before going to the emergency room for a heart attack. Holy shit. You know about Uranus, Indiana? A lot of fudge companies there. No joke. No, I don't know about that. Have you entered Uranus? Well, I get it. Trust me. I get it. How many people died because of that CEO? I think the young population is not going to the temple much. I haven't seen any statistics, but that's just what I observe. That could be true. Expat. I tell chicks there are only 7 planets. They tell me no, there are 8, and I say not after I destroy Uranus. Oh God. Oh God. What is this? Oh, okay. Oh God. I'm not even gonna get into that. Yeah, I mean, think about it, guys. If you've been here for if you've been here for 30 years, do you really care about what's going on over there? Do you really care? Not really. I don't know, man. There's a lot of girls walking in today, and they're not wearing a lot of clothes. Yeah, I mean that's I don't mean to sound flippant, but I just how can I allow myself to care about some of these things? I do care about Social Security, but I don't think they're ever going to get rid of that. Not at least in my lifetime. I don't think they're going to get rid of it. So I don't really worry about it. So then what does and are the banks good to me? Uh, do they help me when I need help? Yeah, they do. Generally, I get help. The only thing that I can't get help with is I can't get the U.S. banks to send me my my ATM card or credit card. They won't send it overseas, so that's a bit of a pain in the ass. But other than that, I don't have any problems. So really, where are my problems in the United States? Oh yes, but your family has problems and your friends have problems. My family and friends, they've always had problems. Now, as long as the problems are not too deep, then they'll make their way out of it, just like I'll make my way out of any problems here. So what do I care? Quite honestly, most of the time I don't. Send billions to Ukraine while Americans are sleeping on the streets. Hell of a country. That's wild. Both my banks have sent me cards overseas. Well, mine haven't. Unfortunately, mine haven't. I got 3 bank accounts, and none of them will send me my card. Well, one of them will. I think the one will. I should call them up and ask them because I could use that card. That's another backup. I always like having a backup to a backup to a backup. So if you can't get money out from one place, you can't transfer the money. If it's going to take too long, sometimes Wise, all of a sudden it's like you'll get your money on Tuesday and it's a Thursday. I'm like, no, I want the money for over the weekend, or I want my money to I can pay for a trip. You know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking, oh well, in about a week I could, if I really want to pay for a trip to Africa, I could go. Okay, it's time to pull the trigger. Let's go. And if I had a problem, I'd be like, shit, what am I gonna do? Most homeless are that by choice because mental health is not addressed. Giving them food and housing doesn't work. Again, it's not something that I'm dwelling on. I would be more apt to think about the homeless here in Thailand. And what I can tell you from where I walk and what I do, If I walk across the street, the same 2 or 3 people are there begging for money every single day. Now, that's a problem to me. That's how they earn their money. That's how they earn their living. That's a problem. When I go into the market, um, down the street, Bankaby Market, you go in there and there's people that are walking and they're asking you for money. There's people that are down on the floor. One's got a little dog. He's always got the dog with him. And now he doesn't even ask me. Because I'm like, every time I go there, he's there in the same spot. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to pay this guy for? What am I going to do? I'm going to give him, 100 baht every day? No. With Garmin Pay, Google Pay, you just need a digital picture of the front and back of the card to be sent to you. You can scan the card into a Garmin smartwatch. Oh, I didn't know about Garmin Pay. I'll have to look into that. I know about Google Pay, but I don't know how it works. I don't know how I can get my money. I don't know how that works. I've got, if you look down below in the description, I've got the CASHAPP, which you can only use in the United States. I've got, YouTube sponsorship, which is super thanks and super, what is it? Super thanks and super chat. I think that's what it is. Buy me a coffee, which not many people use. Patreon, which some people use, but it's not as good as, say, the Cash App. It's not as good as, buy me a coffee, Patreon, the Cash App, okay, pretty good. Amazon, well, I don't really get money from them other than if people buy from Amazon, I get a little percentage, which doesn't cost you any more money. Wise, I don't get any money for that. Yeah, that's about it. The thing with Wise is that I can have people send me money to Wise, and it will go straight into my account. Like I can have, instead of having money sent to the United States into my bank account in the United States, I have it transferred right into Wise. Then from Wise, I just transfer it into wherever I want, into the U.S., into Thailand, wherever I want. But I don't have to have it transferred to the U.S. and then transfer back into Wise. I don't have to do that. So it's really worthwhile. I really like Wise a lot. It's just sometimes they make these stipulations where it's going to take longer. Well, if you use I got a little link down there. I get credit for I don't have a Wise debit card. And maybe I should get one. But my Wise account is set up in Thailand. They don't allow a debit card. But if I said, listen, I want to switch it to the U.S., what do I need to do? Will there be a lag? How can I get the money? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. If they said, well, it's going to take a week or two to you to get your card, and yeah, once after that, that's all it is. You just have to, I know you probably have to provide a proof of address, which I can do. And I've been thinking about it for a long time. The other thing, though, is that I think that you have to pay on that card, and the pay is a little bit much. Thank you very much, Exeter. Appreciate that. Choke me. Super sticker. That's a super sticker. Yeah, you got super sticker, super thanks, super chat. You got all this stuff. But that's all through YouTube, and YouTube keeps 30% of this. All right, let me go on with this. I got to get this done. I want to get through this. Adapting to lifestyle changes. Western partners may struggle with aspects of Thai lifestyle, such as food preferences, climate, or rural living conditions, particularly if their new partner comes from outside urban areas. Yeah, my wife comes from the South, but she was living in Bangkok, so I don't have to worry about, I've got to go back and live with her in the South. No, she did say to me, and she said it yesterday too, hey, how about we go to Trang, and then from Trang we go back to Surat. We hang out in Surat for a couple of days. You know, we take like a week off. We hang out in Trang for 3-4 days, and then hang out in Surat for 3-4 days, and then come back. And you know, I would do it, but you know, well, listen. I know everybody says, "Oh, Charles Schwab, Charles Schwab." Listen, I have Truist. I pay no foreign transaction fees either. Okay, they reimburse everything into my account. So if you get charged $7 by Thailand for the withdrawal, they reimburse it, and they don't charge you any international fees. So that's fine. Truist, and I have Charles Schwab also, but I don't use them really. I need to go back there and do something with it. I was thinking of getting a Garmin watch, but the GPS satellites are local to where you purchased it. Can you activate Garmin Pay with a U.S. credit card within Thailand? Yeah, I don't know about that. I have to look into that. And that's part of the problem because I've actually thought about getting like, listen, I've thought about getting a sat phone. I've thought about getting a GPS device. Um, and I just don't know how worthwhile it would be for me. You know, because I mean, I'm doing fine the way I am. You know, it's you know, I was looking at what is it, the GoPro 13s, and I'm like, okay, well the good thing is that it's waterproof. Other than that, is it that much better than any other video? I don't know. So there's all these kind of things that you're always thinking about when it comes to equipment and things like that, and you just have to use your own judgment. And I'm slow to pull the trigger. But as far as adapting to lifestyle changes, listen, I don't eat Thai food all the time. I don't want to eat Thai food all the time. Sometimes my wife will eat Thai food. Sometimes she'll eat some of the foreign. Uh, she'll eat some of the foreign food that we make, or we buy, and so that's fine. Not that I know of. Legal and property issues. Foreigners cannot own land in Thailand, which creates challenges if a couple decides to purchase property together. That's a pretty big problem. I guess it depends. How much do you really trust your wife? Why would you buy a house within the first, say, month or two of getting married to your wife? Oh, we've got to have a house to live in. Okay, we'll get a house after we've been living in our apartment for like 3 years, honey. Some strategies that you might want to use to overcome challenges. Um, you got to have an open line of communication. You need to learn about each other's culture. I mean, my wife knows a hell of a lot more about the U.S. and various other cultures. Um, Set boundaries. Now, this one is not so easy. Be clear about financial and familial obligations. Some girls get it. They understand that when you say, honey, your allowance is 25,000 a month. I'm going to give it to you at the beginning of the month. At the end of the month, if you don't have any money left, I'm not giving you any more money. So you got to think about that. What is this here? GoPro suck. I've watched lots of videos on it. DJI Action 5 is way better and waterproof too. Listen, you know how many different videos I've looked at? And, I don't know. I don't particularly like GoPros. I haven't had great luck with them. But, it is what it is. I heard that if you create corporation as CEO, you can buy land and house on the corporation owner and lease the land. Okay, well, you can lease the land, but you still don't own it. Believe me, it's a pain in the ass. It's not easy. It's not easy like it is in Ecuador. or a lot of other places. Ties don't make it easy for you to get into the culture any more than they want you to get in. And that's something you should remember, no matter what. Adapt and respect. Both partners should strive to compromise and respect differences. Most of the time we do, me and my wife. But every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I don't like that. Yeah, that's no good. It's hard sometimes. Learn the language. The other thing is you got to learn the language. And I'm a staunch advocate of this. Learn how to listen. Just yesterday, I watched a show on Netflix called Hidden Gems, and I watched a couple episodes. They're all in Thai. There's no translation. There's no subtitles. Nothing. It's in Thai. So fortunately, I really, I listened, and I was like, okay, wow, the first guy was fantastic. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome, and I understood about everything. It was really nice. And I sat there with my wife, and she got interested, and my kid, and then Alex came down, and he got it. Next thing you know, all four of us are sitting there watching. Wow, great show. By addressing these challenges with empathy, respect, and understanding, many couples build strong, lasting relationships despite their differences. Sometimes people with the biggest differences are the ones that work. I don't know. I think about, why did me and my wife work? Listen, she gets the credit, man. Really. I talked to a couple female tourists in Vietnam recently. They recently came from Ecuador. They both said they felt mostly unsafe in many situations. Oh, Jesus Christ. Rubbish. Rubbish. You can do that, but there are many easier ways. You can own 49% of the company. It's highest if you want. That's what I mean. It's all rubbish, man. It's all a bunch of garbage. I'd rather rent the place, keep all my money in my accounts in my own country, and if I want some money, I just bring some over. But I sure in the hell don't want to buy a bunch of stuff where I'm going, oh, they might be able to get me out, get my name off of the title somehow. And with here, listen, my wife's got her title on her house in the south. If something happened to her, my kids would get the house. And whatever, that's fine. I don't care. The kids, me, I'm not one that's like it's got to be in my name and I expect this and I expect that. No, my family is close. If their name is on it, I can stay there whenever I want. I can live there. I can do what I want. I can tell them what I'd like to do, and we can agree on things or not agree on it. It's no problem. A real cool camera are the 360-degree ones. I'm not into the whole 360 thing. That's good to use, but not all the time. I like that one that the guy on Baldwin Bankrupt used to use, the Sony. But they don't sell that anymore, or if they do, it's like the same price as it used to be 10 years ago. And it's just not worth it. And my friend had one of those. Well, he had one, and then it somehow it took a shit, and he got another one, and that one was okay. And then he just got something else and got rid of it. So you don't have to use it as a 360-degree camera, as a 360. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then maybe it is good. I've seen those cameras too. I don't know, man. Listen, you start talking to me about this stuff. Um, it really depends on what you want to use that item for specifically. Okay, so the Sony's really glitchy in IRL. Well, then if you want something that's for streaming, then it's probably not the best thing for you. You know, I mean, really, that's how I think about all this. And even with listen, the GoPro, the sound on the GoPro, even with the media mod, is not really that good. I don't think it's that great. And I was thinking about getting a microphone from Rode, and this microphone, it's about $150 plus the duties. It's another $45 or something. Um, and the only problem is it's only good on your phone. So what do I only want to use it on my phone for? I mean, that's not what I want. I want something that's good for everything. And how different is it? How much? How? Listen, I bought this one for like $4. How much better is it than the $4 microphone? It might be a little better, yeah, or it might be a lot better. And that's the thing. I don't know. All this shit does my head in. Seriously, it does my head in, man. So, when it comes to the differences between foreigners and expats, this is why I always say you don't meet a girl and 3 days later you're like, I'm in love. Oh, I love her. She's so wonderful. And even after like 3 weeks, 3 months, you're not like, oh my God, we've got to get married. You know, you got to think about what is the smart path. What's the rush? Oh, because then she can come over. Well, do you really want her to come over right away? I don't think you do. And you know why? Because if she comes over you haven't had a chance to get to know her. You haven't known her for 2, 3 years, seen what she's like in every predicament. Then you get her to go over. Because you know what? She might be one of those ones, she starts hanging out with all the Thai girls. The next thing you know, she figures out what she can get out of you, and you're dust. But if you have a strong foundation with her and you get to know her and then you go over with her, that's a little different. Um, Robert, I know you think that you're fairly intelligent, but I can tell you there are a lot of guys that are older. The guy that I read about today, he's 52 years old. Why would he be so stupid to just get involved with a go-go dancer? You know why? Because she's got a nice body. She probably gives him a good fuck. Well, I don't know. He said he hasn't been with her. He's probably thinking, he's making her wait. Oh my God, she's going to go crazy. She's going to go berserk on my dick. I don't know. But think about it. It doesn't matter if you're 21 or 30. A lot of guys fall prey to these kind of girls. Because it's their job. That's what their job is. Hey, my job is to get as much money from you as possible, and in return, I give you the girlfriend experience. And I'm all for them getting taken for everything. When they do, fall for the nonsense. Listen, I wish they didn't get. I wish they didn't fall for this nonsense. Um, and the girls that push them for the money. I mean, all you have to do is say no. You just go no, no. And I can tell you, I've sat down at bars. I mean, this is years ago, and I sat there, and some girl come up and start massaging my neck. Some old lady. She wants a tip. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. And if I have to, I go hit the road. No, I don't want you. I don't want you massaging me. Don't touch me. You're not allowed. You know why? Why do I want them touching me? No, I don't want them touching me. Now, if they're, some hot chick and they sit down next to me, oh, one drink for me, one drink for me, one drink for me. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't care how hot you are. If I want to get you a drink, I'll get you a drink. If I don't want to, I sure in the hell don't want to be prodded and pushed into having a drink bar for them. And the last thing I want is some chick going, give me money, give me. I'll tell them to fuck off in Thai. You know, what are you, fucking stupid? You think I'm going to give you a bundle of money, honey? Come on. Really. And I've done that. I did that in the past. Yeah, and this is, you think about it, what would a Thai man say to a girl? He would, he might have a little class and be like, come on. No, 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 I'm not giving you any money. And it's like, and then I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck do I need to give you any money for? You listen, I tell you what, we sleep together and you bust a nut, you gotta pay me. Oh no, 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 no. What do you mean no, 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 no? Why? You have your fun, you gotta pay for it, honey. Garth, it's a sim test, and as Scott said, it's their job to ask for more. It's called the GFE, the girlfriend experience. It's an experience. That's all it is. It's the expat experience and the girlfriend experience. And if you're smart, listen, I can't say that I was mean to girls. It's not that I was. I could be very nice to girls. You know, I remember a long time ago, there was this girl that she was a nice looking girl, and I wanted to be with her, but I had been with some of her friends. So she did not want to be with me. Oh God. And one night, you know, I'm walking down the street and she's sitting there right next to this bar. She's just sitting there and she looked kind of down. I said, what's going on, honey? How you doing? You know, hello, dear. How are you? Oh, I'm fine. Thank you. And, I said, listen, you want to go? Yes. Okay. Take her back. And she's telling me, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. I'm like, why? You don't like me or what? No, no, it's not about you. I said, listen, you want to do it, do it. You don't want to do it, don't do it. It's up to you. I don't care. And I said, but relax. I'm not like gonna jump on you. I don't have to jump on you. As soon as you walk into the room, I'm not gonna jump your bones. You know. And long story short, things were good. I asked her how much she wanted. I gave her like 200 baht above what she wanted. And that was it. She walked out. She was happy. She made her money. She told me, yeah, I don't have any money now. I'm broke. And I'm wondering how I'm going to eat, that kind of thing. And, I was like, and that was afterwards, after I paid her. And I was like, okay, whatever. You don't have to be mean to them, but you don't have to be extra nice to them. I was going to say a hormone is a specific arrangement of peptides. Whatever. We all got them. They're all there. I don't know what these are. Jesus Christ. All righty. Well, I see I've made $1.26 today. I'm doing really well today. Thank you. Unbelievable. I made some big money today. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I always appreciate every penny I get. And yeah, hopefully in the next couple streams, I'll have an idea of what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go, what I'm going to, I don't even know. I go every day. I'm like looking back and forth. I'm looking for different. I look for adventure documentaries, and I've seen just about every single one of them. I'm not going rock climbing. I'm not going to do any of that. That's not going to happen. Um, and even kayaking, I'm like, son of a bitch. I've done that a couple of times now. And there are some things that I'll do and some things I won't do. Um, and why would I go do that when I find temples extremely boring? And actually, I've been to that uh, temple before. So, it's not like something, oh wow, I'm gonna go do something. Man, I'm talking about something that is exciting. I want to do something exciting. I want to go down a river with, crocodiles and hippos and shit like that. But I mean, I don't have to go down in a kayak, but you know, yeah. But I went up on the one that was 1,000 feet up or whatever the hell it was. Wat Puto. I went up on that one. That's the best, probably the best temple I've ever been to. Wat Puto, which is also what's the hell's the name of it? Let me see here what the alternative is. There's another name for it. Yeah, the most thrilling and dangerous and unique. Let me see what else it's called. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that was an experience. Baboons hunting with local tribes, only using. That would be an experience. I know about that tribe, and I would like to do that, but there ain't a chance in hell I can run with them. No chance. Not now, man. Maybe about 15, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. There was a time when I could run. I ran a 4.5 minute mile. Now I'd run about a 20-minute mile. Yeah. Everybody wants to see me kayak with crocodiles. So when I get eaten, you can go, look at that. That idiot got eaten by crocodiles. I'd like to go there, just to go there. But again, that's a place where I'm not. That's like a second level kind of thing. It's not a place where I'm like dying to go, but I'd like to go there. You know. Oh wow, I'm gonna go viral if I get eaten. Hey, lucky me. Woo. The one guy was saying in his conversation on the documentary, he said, every time I go through this river, he goes, I get charged by a crocodile. I'm like, that's great. Every single time he gets charged by a crocodile, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. You're gonna listen. Put me in a boat. Don't put me in a what is it? Pirogue. Don't put me in one of those. Put me in a real boat. Then I'll do it. And even those can go down, so it's a little bit dangerous. But and that brings me to the subject of what may be a video in the next day or two, and that is about once you're over 60, what are the positives and negatives? Because there are definitely some positives, but there are also some negatives. You know, and and like for me, one of the negatives is I know I can't do a lot of what I used to be able to do, and what I have done in the past. Some of the things that I've done, it's like holy shit, I can't even believe I did it. And now I'm like, I ain't doing that again. No way. Now, would I go up in that Wat Putok, the mountain, the temple? Yeah, I would. Um, I would, and but I'm not like it's not thrilling to me. It's like, all right, let's get this done. You know, yeah, we're gonna need a bigger boat. All right, well, I guess our time is just about up. Thank you very much. Another day, another $1.26. Thank you so much. How many thumbs up? 24 thumbs up. Well, that's all right. Keep clicking that thumbs up. Smash that like button. I appreciate it. I got no idea what I'm going to do. My wife was asleep when I left. I was like, see you later. I'll be back. So we'll have to see. But I know that I'm going to be researching where the hell to go. I thought about going, you can go kayaking in Indonesia. They got a couple of places that are phenomenal, besides the places in Thailand. So, anyway, thank you once again for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you, all of you, um, for joining in the conversation. And Exeter, thanks for the donation. And I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok, Bankabi to be sure. Um, oh yeah. Then you got to hope that the tiger goes after the goat before it goes after you. There's a couple places that you can go in Thailand where there are tigers and leopards. It's just a matter of would you actually see them? Would it, you know, um, I mean, it's getting harder to see these kind of animals now. It'd be fun, I mean, listen, I saw, I forget the name of it. Um, it's a video about um, these scientists going after this crocodile that is Gustavo, this 20-foot crocodile. And they put, there you go. See ya. Hopefully you can hear that now. All righty, all righty, all righty. Okay, well, thank you once again. And I'll see you next time, which should be on Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever. We'll see. All right, take care. Joke D, Leo, Joke and mine. That is good luck and see you later. Yeah, we're back.